Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm super excited because today we're going to unbox and give our first-hand impressions on one of the most unique and exciting third-party controllers to come to the Xbox in a long time. And of course, I'm talking about Hyperkin's new competitor controller. Now, what makes the competitor from Hyperkin super unique and exciting is the fact that it's an Xbox controller based off the PlayStation 5 DualSense, hence the name the competitor. It's like if you took your Xbox Series X controller and your PS5 DualSense and... But for real though, I'm super excited about this. I game on both consoles, and I gotta say, I love the feeling of the DualSense controller, so I've been personally looking forward to this one too. And I can't lie, I'm gonna hold the competitor to some pretty high standards. Hyperkin makes excellent products. If you didn't know, they made replica controllers of all the past Xbox consoles. I'm talking the OG Duke controller. They have the Duchess controller, which is the slim OG Xbox controller, and the iconic goat of all controllers, the Xbox 360, and I thought they were all excellent. And before we go ahead and unbox this bad boy, I just wanna mention the fact that this controller is not released yet. Pre-orders are open now. The controller drops on October 29th for $49.99. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get right into the unboxing. Alrighty, now to the product itself. Here is the competitor from Hyperkin. You got the controller right up front here, and I love this colorway because, again, it's faithful to the OG DualSense colorway with the black and white. Now, there is an all-black colorway available for pre-order as well, and they've even hinted at other colorways coming in the future, but this is obviously the most faithful one to the PS5 controller. All right, now let's check out the sides. It's going to highlight some of the awesome features we have of this controller. Like I said, Hyperkin makes great products. They don't just look great, they feel great. We got the Hall effect analog sticks here, so you're not going to get stick drift, anti-friction rings, and of course we have our separated D-pad that is in the style of the DualSense, and it's compatible with the Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, and Windows 10 and 11. And let me point out the fact that this is a wired controller. Flipping over to the other side, you can see they're kind of highlighting that DualSense-esque D-pad there, and even the analog sticks somewhat look like the DualSense. Now flipping over to the back, they're going to go over some more of those bells and whistles and features behind the controller. Again, Hall effect joysticks, but we also get Hall effect triggers, which just means they're going to be more durable for you. They're not going to grind down and physically break. We get two programmable back buttons, and of course our symmetrical twin stick layout, which again is DualSense-esque. And up top, we just got the competitor here. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And I'm like super hyped up for this, guys. Like the minute Hyperkin revealed this controller, I knew I had to get my hands on it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and crack this open for the first time. And boom, the competitor. It looks like we have a quick start guide here. Again, it's a wired controller, so we're probably not really going to need this. Yeah, who am I kidding? I'm not reading this. And right away, I see we have some analog sticks here. I didn't realize, do we have, some customizable analog sticks here? Let's find out. Alrighty, now for the controller itself, let's slide it out of this bag here, and voila. Wow, look how beautiful this thing is. And right out of the packaging, it has a very similar shape to the DualSense. I mean, I'm sure that was common sense, but check it out. It's not like a big beefy Xbox controller. Let's get these protectors off here. And yeah, these are very much feeling like DualSense analog sticks. We got our big Xbox logo up front. Let's peel off this sticker of the D-pad. That felt very satisfying. And I gotta say, the D-pad is stealing the show for me. This thing is like super faithful to the DualSense controller, even in the appearance, right? Like the see-through plastic effect on it. You can 100% tell this thing is supposed to look and feel like a DualSense. Now, it definitely feels lighter in hand than a DualSense controller. Obviously, it doesn't have all the same tech, so that's probably why. Now, when we pop up here, you'll see our USB-C connection, our triggers that look just like a DualSense trigger as well, or at least pretty similar. They might be slightly longer. Now, flipping it over to the back, you can see we do have some plastic grip here on the back where you'd hold the controller itself. This part kind of feels more like an Xbox controller. I know the DualSense does have, like their little mini logos all over the place for the grip, so I guess it's pretty similar to that as well. And we do get two programmable back buttons here. So that's a cool feature they added to this controller. And of course, we get an extra long cable branded by Hyperkin to connect this bad boy to our console. And here's the difference of the two different analog sticks they include in here. One kind of has a concave design that's more like the actual Xbox controller, and this one kind of bumps up a little bit, kind of more like the DualSense. So that's cool. You have some customization features in there too. I didn't realize that was going to be a thing. And thankfully, these are super easy to pop on and off. It doesn't feel like you're breaking the controller or anything. It just simply pops into place. You put a little pressure and boom, you swap out your analog sticks. I gotta say, this thing feels super lightweight and very comfortable in the hand. Again, if you're like me, where you play on Xbox, but you like the DualSense controller better, I think this is going to be the perfect option. I'm like super impressed with how this thing feels. Give me a couple hours to game on this thing, and I'm going to tell you guys my quick thoughts. But my first impressions are this is super faithful to the DualSense, and it's a really fun, not like an official collaboration, obviously, but it's a really fun mashup, and I think this is something people can get excited over. Okay, I've gamed on the competitor controller for a few hours now with several different games, and I have some serious thoughts on this controller. This thing is kick-ass. First things first, I tried this game out on Silksong and made a new save for it, and I gotta say the controller felt great. Silksong feels like a great test to see if a controller has any latency or reactivity issues, and I'm happy to report the controller felt super tight and responsive the whole time. And Silksong was a great game to test out the programmable back buttons, and they felt super responsive and phenomenal as well. Now, completely switching genres, I tried out the competitor on Madden, and again, the controller did just fine with fast-paced gameplay, so it definitely gets a pass in sports games as well. And if you know me, I had to try this game out on a classic like Banjo-Tooie, because you know Banjo's like my favorite. And of course, with retro games, this controller holds up great. And a few takeaways I had from this controller is even though it's supposed to look and feel like a DualSense controller, it definitely has its own quirks that make it great. Again, I'm thinking about the back buttons, I'm thinking about the analog sticks, and even the colorway, right? It's supposed to look like a DualSense controller, but they kind of did it in their own style and brought its own character to the controller. I think this is a phenomenal current generation controller, has a lot of awesome bells and whistles in there. I really appreciate the fact that it's lightweight. I know that I mentioned that several times, but some third-party controllers be feeling like a brick, okay? And this one doesn't. I think Xbox and PlayStation fans alike would really enjoy this, and I can't say enough how awesome of an idea this is. But 2025 has been like the year the console wars are ending, and like this is the perfect controller to celebrate that with. So closing thoughts, the competitor isn't just a gimmick, it feels and performs wonderful, and I think for the price of $49.99, it's a steal. And again, I know I mentioned it before, but the competitor isn't out yet. It drops on October 29th. I will leave a link below where you can go ahead and pre-order it. Let me know down below, what did you think of the Hyperkin competitor on this first-hand impressions of it? And do you like the Xbox or PS5 controller more? I make gaming shorts for the most part, so if you're into quick and fast-paced content around gaming, go ahead and hit that sub button. And I appreciate Hyperkin so much for sending this out for a quick hands-on review. And go check out all their other awesome controllers too. Like I said, they have all those replica controllers of past Xbox products, and I recommend all of them. I've had a great time with all of them. Thank you all for sticking to the end of this video, and I will catch you on the next one.